Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most legendary rivalries in all of sports, the game Ohio State versus Michigan. The sheer intensity, the history, the bad blood, it's what makes college football so incredible. And in their latest showdown, the drama wasn't just happening between the players on the field. The mascots got in on the action, and let me tell you, it was epic. The scene was set in an arbor at the big house. It's Saturday, the tension is palpable, and the trash talk is flying from every corner of the stadium. This game means everything. For Ohio State, it was about more than just a win. It was about redemption. They were staring down the barrel of a potential four-game losing streak to their arch rivals, a scenario that's simply unthinkable for Buckeye Nation. The pressure was immense. The game started as a tight, hard-fought battle, as you'd expect. But then, in the third quarter, the momentum started to shift decisively in Ohio State's favor. The Buckeyes quarterback dropped back and launched a perfect 50-yard bomb to Connell Tate for a touchdown. The stadium, at least the Ohio State section, erupted. The score jumped to 24-9, and you could feel the air start to come out of the Michigan side. It was a massive play, a statement of intent. The Buckeyes were here to end the streak. But as the players celebrated in the end zone, another story was unfolding just a few yards away. This is where it gets really good. We all know Brutus Buckeye, the lovable, oversized Mascot for Ohio State. Well, on this day, Brutus decided to add a little bit of his own spice to the rivalry. He wasn't just going to stand on the sideline and cheer. He was going to make a statement of his own. As the snow gently fell on the field, creating a picturesque but chilly backdrop, Brutus saw his opportunity. He walked over to a patch of untouched snow near Michigan's south end zone. And then, with the precision of a marching band member, he started to use his foot. He began tracing in the snow. At first, it wasn't clear what he was doing, but then the shape became unmistakable. He was stenciling a perfect script Ohio, the iconic signature of the Ohio State Buckeyes. It was a bold move, doing it right there on their turf in their house. But he wasn't done. The script Ohio is famous for one final, triumphant act, the dotting of the I. In the pregame show, it's a huge honor for a senior band member. But today, Brutus had his own version. After completing the script, he marched directly over to the giant, maize-colored and painted in Michigan's end zone. And with a defiant stomp, he drew a big X right through the middle of it. He crossed out the M. It was the ultimate act of Mascot savagery. He dotted the I by disrespecting the M. The crowd absolutely lost its mind. The Ohio State fans who saw it were roaring. It was the perfect visual representation of how the game was going. It was a moment of pure, unadulterated rivalry gold. It wasn't just a mascot messing round. It was a symbol of dominance, a declaration that this was Ohio State's day. Of course, the broadcast cameras picked it up. Fox, who was covering the game, got a fantastic angle of Brutus's handiwork. They replayed it, zoomed in on it. The announcers were loving it. The image of that script Ohio carved into the snow with the crossed out M right beside it became an instant classic. It was all over social media in seconds. 11 Warriors tweeted out a clip with the caption, "Brutus dots the I in the big house." And it just exploded. FOX College Football followed up with another angle, asking, "Did Brutus put the X on the M?" The answer was a resounding yes. As the second half continued, that impromptu snow art remained visible. Every time the camera panned over the end zone, you could see it. It was a constant, lingering reminder of Ohio State's control of the game. And their control only grew stronger. They added a field goal, stretching the lead to 27-9. The game was slipping away from Michigan, and the feeling in the stadium shifted from hopeful to resigned for their home fans. For Ohio State, this was everything. Snapping a losing streak is one thing, but doing it in such a commanding fashion in your rival's stadium is something else entirely. And having your Mascot deliver the final, perfect piece of trash talk, that's the stuff of legends. That's a story that will be told in Columbus for years to come. Brutus wasn't just a mascot, he was a warrior, celebrating appropriately as his team was on the verge of reclaiming bragging rights. It really highlights what makes college rivalries so special. It's not just about the final score. It's about the passion, the traditions, and yes, the trolling. It's about the marching bands, the student sections, and the mascots who are just as invested as the players. Brutus's move was a master class in mascot performance. It was timely, it was clever, and it was absolutely ruthless. Think about the context. 3 straight years of losses. 3 straight years of hearing it from Michigan fans. The frustration had been building, so when the tide finally turned, the celebration had to be just as emphatic. Brutus understood the assignment perfectly. He didn't just celebrate a touchdown. He celebrated a changing of the guard, a restoration of order in the Buckeye universe. This moment will now be etched into the long, storied history of the game. It joins the ranks of famous plays, legendary quotes, and unforgettable moments that define this rivalry. Decades from now, fans will say, "Remember that snowy day in Ann Arbor when Brutus drew script Ohio in the snow and crossed out the M?" It was a perfect storm of weather, game situation, and pure, unadulterated rivalry spirit. It's moments like these that make you fall in love with sports all over again. It's the unscripted drama, the raw emotion that you just can't find anywhere else. So hats off to Brutus Buckeye. In a game full of heroes, the guy in the giant nut costume might have just stolen the show. What a legend. What do you guys think? Was this the greatest mascot troll of all time? Let me know your favorite rivalry moments in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories. As always, Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more college football stories. We'll see you in the next one.